Hey everybody, welcome to Athena After Dark. Happy New Year. Looking forward to a great 2023. All right. Last year I was a one-legged woman in an ass whooping contest, and this year I'm going to slow it down and I'm going to do my best to walk on both legs, not carry one behind me. So, I hope everybody had a great Christmas and everybody's healthy, happy and safe. Um, of course, most people know this is home of five good things. So if you have a bad day, friend, family member, someone's having a bad day, just take your time and ask them to tell you five good things, or go look in the mirror and tell yourself five good things. Find five good things that'll change your perspective. And this year, you should be able to find five, no problem, because we're just starting out. All right. Okay. So upcoming, I'm going to tell you again and again. Cycle Showcase in St. Louis, February 12th through the 13th. Randy puts on an excellent show. You have to see it. The exhibit is fantastic. And Thing One is here. He's pushing buttons. I think he skipped me over there. He's typing. That's okay. We'll go back to the pictures of the event. We're going to direct them. Okay, we got Cycle Showcase. All right, see, we're off to a banging start here. All right, so, and David Mann, Chopper, he's typing. Everybody, we can start to see your comments now. We're getting them all in, so that's super cool. I did tell everybody David Mann Chopper Fest was rescheduled due to severe weather, so that's also February 12th through 13th. And then we're going to talk about the show to go. It's the reason that you go to Daytona. There's no doubt about it. And of course, it's Willie's Tropical Tattoo Show in Daytona. And if you haven't been, you have to go. Thing One, I think there's a flyer there for the no, on the pictures.
Oh, on the pictures.
I love this, man. There you go, that white one right there. There we go. Oh yeah, this is a good one. So it's Willie and Roadside Marty, Chopper Time 2023. Old school chopper show. When I tell you, okay, so right here, a lot of you can see over in the corner, that is, I've got awards, so many awards. I've done so many great things. So many people have allowed me the opportunity to do amazing things with friends, colleagues, family members. That happened. So I showed up. I was a little late. Nobody saw me ride in. I rolled in, and one of the guys that was signing up the bikes said, "Are you in the bike show?" And I said, "Well, yeah, okay." And he didn't know me. So I was like, okay, that's cool. Nobody sees it's my bike, nothing like that. No, anything. So I rolled in with my Texas bike, and we're having a good time. I'm talking to friends, family. They're giving the awards. And they called me for Best Evo. That was 2009. Still, I've had many awards since then. None compared to that. So that's why this evening I'm super excited, because our guest tonight, we do have Willie Jones from Tropical Tattoo, and that is awesome. Okay, so we're going to start out. Usually we do fan five good things. This week we are going to start out with friends pictures from the new year, and there's some friends that posted good stuff. So we're going to show, there's Beaner by the pool in Mexico. He's recovering from a kidney tumor he had removed. He's starting out the new year this way, and he said, hope everybody's enjoying their new year. Stay healthy, safe, and happy. And, if you can live on the edge, Beaner does it. He's in Mexico. He's in Alaska. He goes to Korea and rides his motorcycle. He gives tours. He's the mayor of fun, literally. No bullshit. That is the God's honest truth. All right. So then the next photo, I think it's in that screen. Okay. So, this is such a cool thing. And I have to squint because, I'm not putting my glasses on. They glare. It says, what will the new year bring? Okay, I love this. 365 opportunities. Isn't that the truth? That is what the new year will bring. So for everyone out there, if you have had a hard year last year, just remember, you have 365 days of nothing but opportunity. Do the best to make the best of it and make the most of it, for sure. All right, so the next picture, and Sprocket. So a lot of you know Barry Wardlaw and Miss Vivian Gypsy Charos at Accurate Engineering. Recently, they just lost Marvelous Miss Molly. But Sprocket made it a point to go on Facebook today or yesterday and tell everyone to have a great, happy new year. So this cat is amazing. Just so you know, That's one of my closest and dearest pet friends. So, and I see Bob and Rogue. I see you out there. As he says, is he doing something wrong? He can't see or hear the show. That's a bummer. And I see people out there, so that means that they're seeing us. So, all right, we're gonna go to the next slide. Um, I'm gonna have thing one check that out for you, Rogue. Push the mute button. Okay, Michael Beeland and his gorgeous wife, girl. However, 10 years they've been together. Business is going good. He's looking good. They said have a great new year. Look for him out on the raceway. He is also going to be a guest in the upcoming weeks on this show. So we're really excited about that too. Okay, and then the next photo that we have. This is beautiful Lori Struck de Silva. She is one of my closest and dearest friends, and she's having fun with her grandkids. Now, I've known her kids since they were young, a little bit out of high school. Her mom is one of my heroes, as is she. We're all sister motormaids, and most of you are familiar with her mom, Gloria Struck. Yeah, look at that. Beautiful. What a way to bring in 2023. So they're giving everybody their New Year's wishes, and they look gorgeous. Lori, you look gorgeous. I love you. All right, next photo. Ellie Rains. She just posted this, her new picture on her profile. Is she not a hot babe or what? We love you, Ellie, and thank you for the New Year's wishes. We hope that you have a blessed and happy one, and we will see you out on the road. Okay, so the next one. There is Roadside Marty and his dad, Mr. Davis, as I call him, Shelton Davis. These two men are phenomenal. They are both close to my heart. I love and adore them dearly. More so his dad than him nowadays. After getting to know him, he is a very, very awesome man. And he has a very, very awesome son. Then the apple and then the tree. It doesn't fall far from it. So they're also wishing everybody a happy new year. And Roadside is going to be on the show, hopefully toward the end of the month. So we'll get to talk to him. All right, we're going to the next photo. Kathmandu. This woman is an icon in our world. She is a moto journalist. She's just been out of the scene a little bit because she's been teaching young children art in using crafts, using photography, drawing, all those things. So she's actually doing teaching. And I'm working on getting her over here towards this side for a little bit to help out and get her back in the fray because I love being around her, and I just want to give her a shout out and tell her I love you. I love you, Kathmandu. All right. And then, okay, so Cindy Messmer and Russell Wilder, they are up in Massachusetts. These are the motorcycles from yesterday. They all went out on a ride. I'm imagining it was pretty cold. It has to be at least 30, 35 there, maybe 40. But what a ride. Look at those old vintage motorcycles. That blue panhead went from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, all the way to Santa Monica, California, and didn't miss a beat. She rocked it. It was awesome, along with a lot of other fantastic women. So happy New Year to you. I'm so glad to see you guys out riding. And then let's see. We got another one there. That's it. Oh, there's Beaner. Okay, cool. All right. So now we're skipping the question. I don't want to do the Ask Athena because you need to ask some better questions. Okay, let's have some real stuff. I am not a matchmaker. I don't care. I have nobody to fix you up with. I don't even really hang around with a lot of chicks because they're very dramatic and I don't do drama very well. The ones that I do have as friends, which I have a lot of quarters, I wouldn't fix you up with anyways if you're going to write me and ask me to fix you up with something. Just a heads up. So some good questions. I do have a couple, but we have a really good show, so I want to make sure that we don't spend any time with that. I do have product pick of the week though this week, and it is super glue, Loctite super glue gel. All right, just so you know, the reason that this is the product pick of the week is Christmas happened, and a lot of toy airplanes, models, and things like that got crashed, bombed, bogeys were flying all over. He's 4, so yeah, I let him watch Top Gun, and now he's addicted. He wants to be a jet fighter pilot next year for Halloween, and Mimi's going to make a jet fighter that he can stand in and be the pilot. So, yeah, super glue works. We have glued it all back together, and I use it in the shop for certain things, like gluing sides to the stickers on my toolbox when they start to peel off. But super glue and safety wire will get you home. That's old school. Us shovel head riders, pan head riders, they know a little bit about that. So, all right. Um, Community corner. I don't have the graphic for this. However, as we did last week, it's nokidhungry.org. Also, tonight's guest, Sir Willie Jones, um, they have a charity that they support through their motorcycle show, and he's going to talk a bit about that. But make sure that you check out veteransupportsfund.org, okay? And we're going to talk about it, but make it a point to participate and donate when you can. When we support a charity here, or our friends or our guests support a charity, it's important to everyone, them, everyone else. So please make sure that you follow along. The website will be up next week. I'm super excited about that. We do have an Instagram account now. Have someone going to teach me all about social media to learn how to use it and get it up there. Thing one's going to be pretty busy along with me, and then Don's helping out. He's a shining star. And we have craft services tonight. We have a nice shepherd's pie for when we're done. We're all excited about it. Thing one's over here. He's salivating. He's drooling. I get that. It's too funny. So, again, our fantastic guest tonight, we're going to bring him in. And so, again, when I tell you, if you're going to Daytona, the reason to go is to go to Willie's show. When you're there, the whole time you're there, you can go get tattooed, but you have to go on Thursday for the show. It's Daytona Bike Week and also Biketoberfest. And then there's things that they do all year round that you can participate in. So you just got to stop in the shop, get some tattoos, find out what's going on, and that's it. I mean, that's the way to go. I don't have any other reason to go. I mean, we do go to the Broken Spoke and see Jay Allen and stuff like that. However, when we go, we make sure that we go for Thursday for the show. All right, so I'm going to show some pictures because, I love to do that. Here's Willie, Jeff Cochran, Mad Stork. Oh, and there's Cochise in the picture. I love these pictures, so we got some good ones here. There is Willie, and hide that. There's Jody Perowitz and Willie. All right, that's a good one. I love Miss Jody. All right, look at this crew. Jay Allen, Willie, Chris Callan, and the beautiful Heather Callan. Look at that. Like, that's some real no BS. That could possibly be Mayhem there. Mayhem with a dash of femininity on the end. Because, wow, I can imagine in my mind the trouble they could get into for sure. Okay, next picture is... that's us at the smokeout. I was in my pajamas running around like a chicken with my head cut off. That's okay. We got it. I mean, it was cool. I got to talk to everybody. Oh, there we go. That's okay, Thing One. You can move ahead. I don't like to see myself on the camera. It's bad enough I have to see myself here. There's Willie with the beautiful Heather Callan. Look at that gorgeous smile. This Heather did post today, a very nice post. So if you check out her Facebook page, she says it all about the new year. So, and I didn't write any of it down because I was flying airplanes with my grandson. So, yeah, I was a little bit derelict in my duty today. But hey, got to slow down. He's 4. Pretty soon he's going to be off to school. He's not going to have time for Mom or Mimi or, well, Grandpa he'll always have time for. But all right, and there it is. Chopper time. It's March 9th, 2023. Be there or you're missing out on all of Daytona. And again, it doesn't matter the weather. It starts at 11. It goes till 4. They give the awards. It is incredible. When you talk about old school chopper show, that is no bullshit. It is real deal. Like, the people that you meet, the camaraderie that comes along with it, the friends that you make, the spirit in general, what they're doing. And 25 years, they're celebrating their anniversary, I do believe. If I'm not incorrect. I'm pretty sure I stay on top of that. So that's exciting. Okay, let's go to the next picture. All right, that's the front of the show. Okay, so the next one, that's Mayhem too, right there. Yeah, let's show them. Look at that. All right, Donnie Luce. Wow. There's Mailman. I'm telling you what, Coachies, that's a good photo there. That was also taken at the smokeout. So I loved it. We had a great time there for sure. And then the next one's yeah. There you go. There's Roadside and Willie. So if you have never been to the show, you have to go. And Roadside is the MC. You will never experience anything like it again in your life, and you will never not do it. All you have to do is be there and experience it one time. You're hooked forever. So let's see, we got more pictures still. I like the good ones. Smoke out. Willie and Cochise in the rain. They were from Florida. They don't mess around. It was not great weather, and they were there. Everybody that was there had a good time in the rain. It didn't bother anybody. I think that the mud made it fun. Willie and Bill Dodge. We love Bill. Bling Cycles. Look at that smile. I love it. See, I love the pictures. That's my favorite part. Okay, keep going. Ah, Dave Perowitz. That's fun at Willie's. See? And there's Roadside in the back with his hat. He's always got his hat on. Dave's loving it. He gets to present an award. He is an amazing painter. And Dave Perowitz, Cycle Fab. And he's up in Massachusetts also. Massachusetts. Say that 10 times fast on the second day of the year. We're going to have to practice with that one. All right. Any more good pictures? There it is. This one, we're going to talk about this. But Willie does Santa. He is an incredible Santa Claus. Look at that smile. And the gentleman that he's providing Christmas with is smiling right back at him. And he is a veteran, one of our heroes. And so, I mean, what more is there? I love doing this show because I get to show everybody all this good stuff. And as the year goes, oh, there we go. Okay, so there's Willie, Xavier. Is that is Dan in the back, and then Mr. Kiefer. Okay, so that I believe that might even be a Sturgis one. No, that could be a Smokeout one too. Love it. Okay, we got more. That's it. That's it for that. Okay, so again, this year coming up, I've been learning a lot about all this stuff. I love to do this. The purpose of me doing this is to go ahead and let everybody see who we are, what we do, folks in the industry, folks that I meet on the road, people that I've spent time with, traveled with. They're all incredible people, and they all have incredible stories. We're going to go ahead and start doing some history in this show. We're going to ask people to send us, little brief stories about what they did in the past. Send us an old picture from the 70s, the 60s, the 80s. We want to see it all. We want the young kids to see how things have evolved. And then we want the kids also to show us pictures, send me stuff of what they're doing so that us old critters can kind of see what's going on and see if we can catch up and maybe even just throw a little dab of what we got going on into the mix and have a little fun. It's really good. It keeps it going, and it'll be here on the internet forever, posterity. Hi, Spike, John, Jose, Bob. I love it. Everybody's commenting in, and we're getting good at seeing the comments. So, okay, so I'm really excited. Again, we're going to bring in Willie, and we're going to get on with some conversation and some questions. So here we go. Hello, how are you?
Doing great. How you guys doing tonight?
We're doing good. We're doing good. We're actually excited. I was telling everybody I'm super excited because, in my book, you are legendary, not just for your show, but all the things that you do and carrying on our culture. It's for some people, it's a lifestyle. For a lot of us, it's a life. That's how we do it. It's the only thing we've ever done and what we know. So, we did have a cold snap here in Florida. You and I were talking earlier about the fact that you went out riding on Christmas Day.
It was a cold one.
And
like
it was,
20.
you said you waited until it was like 30 degrees and then you got on your bike, went for a ride.
Yep. I usually go out to visit my mother and dad's cemetery every year. And that's been like a traditional thing for me.
And it was a cold day that day.
Yeah, good thing it's in Daytona and I didn't have to ride that far.
Didn't have to go that far. I got you
Right.
on that. So, how have things been up there? How's the shop?
It's been all right. It's been everything's been a little bit slow the last 7-8 months here around here. Hurricanes and everything, and a lot of everybody was watching that. Me and Chris Callen talked about it one night about everybody was thinking the whole state of Florida was like Sanibel Island and Fort Myers, and
Yeah.
but we did have a lot of bad beach erosion and stuff on the beach, and a lot of hotels were shut down and stuff. So it really hurt like Oktoberfest and stuff. But I don't know. it happens, and it happens every so often, and you just got to live with it and keep going.
Right. They did. I know New Smyrna. They had canceled the races because the ground was so wet from Ian, and so it'll be back in 2023 also at Daytona. But yeah, we had it here. It was a little crazy, but it's just something that I guess in Florida we're accustomed to. At least we can see it coming. It's not like the tornadoes and the floods and the fires where all of a sudden they just happen. You know, there's a little more preparation for that.
Yeah, they sure do give us plenty of warning. It seems like,
Too much sometimes.
it's like overkill sometimes. After a while, you kind of just quit listening to it. And then all of a sudden, the damn thing shows up and hits you.
Yeah, exactly. And then we just had them in November. We never get the late storms in November like that coming off the east, and that one caught us all a little off guard, I think. So at least, but I'm glad everybody's safe and the shop is all good. Everything's good.
Yeah, we did really good through this hurricane. Um, a few years back in one of the hurricanes, we had, well, I think it was like three of them came across the state or something, and we ended up losing a sign, and the whole sign that was out there for 25 years or so, and had to put a new sign up, complete new sign up and stuff. That was a big hit that year.
That was, yeah, that's a big hit. That's not an inexpensive thing either. The big marquee sign, the one that was there for. I think I have pictures of that too. I have a picture of me standing in front of that. I didn't post that one up here, but I do have that one.
The
That's
one
a
with the tag on it and stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, that was old. That was actually one of the guys that worked for me, did all that airbrush work for it and stuff years ago.
I have a picture of me out there, and before the Sonic was even across the street. Like,
Yeah, and before Publix there was it was just woods, and then it was a
woods.
nursery for a while.
Right. Yeah. That was the early '80s. I think my first bike week was like '83. Yeah, '83. That was
Yeah, we had.
that was.
Go ahead.
I said that was a bit crazy because like I had never experienced anything like that, and folks that we were with, they're like, "Oh, we have to go out to Willie's tattoo shop," and I'm like, "Willie's tattoo shop," and they're like, "Oh yeah, come on." That was fun. It was a blast. I can't say. Now you're in the 25th year of your shows, right? Or just the shop in general.
The shop's been there for 30. This is what is this, 2023? This is 33 years.
33.
Yeah, 33
How did
years.
you get started tattooing? Can I ask?
Um, I just had a friend of mine that actually kind of was one of my mentors getting into motorcycles and stuff too. I mean, he worked at a shop for a while, and he started kind of, he had like tons of tattoos back when it wasn't popular and stuff. And I guess that was an inspiration for me then. And then I met quite a few other people in the tattoo business and stuff. And then I think when my first tattoo I got was over in Pinellas Park or something over there, or
Oh.
Pinellas County or something over by Tampa and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And it was funny because there wasn't that many shops in Florida at the time, like probably five or something, I think. One in Jacksonville, Fort Myers, um, Fort Lauderdale, Miami. I was trying to think. I think it was about five of them at that one time back then.
Tats Taylor's, that was the only tattoo shop here in Florida and Fort Lauderdale. And then when you went to Miami, it was Lou's Tattoos, I think, but that was later. They didn't come around until like the '90s.
Yeah, Luz Caveras.
Yeah.
Or tattooed by Lou. There was a Louis Lombi, and oh man, I'm trying to think. I don't know. It's just so many of the people that were in it when I first got into it either retired and got out of it, and then so many new people have got into it now. It's really saturated pretty heavily now. I think there's about 100 and something shops in Volusia County, Flagler, right here.
Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's the one. It seems like there's, how the gas stations were in the '60s. The gas station on every corner. Well, that's like
Yes.
tattoo. It's crazy how many shops there are.
Same thing with motorcycle shops up there too, I imagine.
Yeah. And then a lot of people think it's like bike week all year long and stuff. And then all of a sudden reality sucks in. And years ago, when people used to come to Daytona to get and got tattooed, they came from a state where there was no tattooing at all. So every state's opened up tattooing now. So it isn't a big deal, to come to Daytona and get tattooed. I get a lot of people that's, like maybe two or three generations of people have been coming into my shop, their sons and their daughters. And then next thing I'm doing grandkids and stuff up there, it's crazy.
That is crazy.
It's funny.
So you do way more than tattoos at your shop. We were talking a little bit about that. So tell us, because I can tell everybody, I can talk, and that's not a problem. I'm never at a loss for words, but I would love for you to tell us, when you do the bike show during Biketoberfest and Daytona, there's a purpose behind it.
Yeah, we've been, I really feel like the vets are kind of, neglected. Our veterans, it's kind of weird. It's actually getting a little better than it used to be. But, these nursing homes, my mother was in a nursing home, and I got really reality check, when you go to a nursing home and stuff. And it's like people go into nursing homes and they're forgotten. Nobody comes to visit, nothing, and it's kind of sad. And these guys, and what really irked me was these guys that served our country and everything. And with all this COVID stuff that's been going on, they were like on lockdown. They couldn't understand it. Why, we can't leave the building. We can't go nowhere. Even when we did the Christmas for them for a couple of years, we weren't allowed to go in the building and interact with them or anything. How Mike likes to run it is we usually go in there. We got a group of people that help us, and we go in there and we take a name and stuff and bring the Christmas presents out, and they get to pick what they want for Christmas. And it's quite a task with Debbie Luke, which is a friend of mine's wife, and he's a Vietnam veteran, and she's been carrying the workload on doing that, shopping for all these guys and stuff. And she goes, thank God for Amazon, though. Now she can order a lot of their stuff and get it. And it's kind of their guys' wants and needs. That one time we were doing big screen TVs for them in their rooms, and through the years, it's been computer laptops. A lot of them don't even want much more than socks, and underwear and little stuff. They always want the calendars from Hooters or Wing House. They love that stuff. It's like I wish we could get more young girls to go out there and visit those guys, because they really love it when they do come out there. And
I'm gonna make that a mission for me. Now that you said that, I'm gonna make that a mission for sure.
That would be great, and it seems like it's just so hard to get. I used to hang out at the strip bars a lot years ago, and I used to have a lot of girls friends that would come in there and help us, and now it's kind of dwindled down as I got older and stuff. I don't hang out at them places much anymore. Actually, I haven't been in one in about 2 years.
Wow. I haven't been in a strip club, and it's been quite a while, since before COVID. But I don't drink, and I'm the girl that likes to throw dollar darts. I tell them, listen, you're gonna make a lot of money. Just make sure I'm taken care of. So, and we do that with the dollar bill and the quarter and the chapstick, and it sticks to them. And you get a good sport, and they love it, and they're a lot of fun. But I'm gonna make it a mission to help recruit on that aspect of it. We will definitely get together for that. You dress up for Santa. You dress up as Santa for them when you do that.
This year I wasn't feeling too good, and I had to get a substitute. A friend of mine that used to work for New Smyrna Harley, he did it, and it was funny because he looked like the bad Santa or something. Everybody was cracking up. It was just, they go, man, where'd you get this guy? But he had a good sense of humor, and he helped us out. I think Cochise actually recruited him for me to come out there and do that.
Now he's kind of your partner in crime, Cochise, right?
We've done a lot of miles together. It was like I told Chris, and then we had about 12 people that was all wanting to go to the smokeout this year. And out of 12 people, it was out of Daytona here that were leaving to go to the smokeout. It ended up just me and Cochise went,
Mm-hmm.
you know. And then there was actually a little group of people that went up from New Smyrna and Edgewater. It was, I think, about 6 of them that showed up, I think, Saturday when all the rain came.
All the rain, yeah.
Yeah, but man, I tell you what, Chris and Heather did a great job doing that cycle sports thing.
Fantastic.
That the smokeout was, you know, to bring something back and to make it that good and that interesting and stuff. And I was so happy to see so many faces that I haven't seen in quite a few years now. And especially back at Salisbury, where that was, I think that was the second or third year was Salisbury. I think I went to all of them except for the first 2. And then I missed one that was at the drag strip they had that one time.
In Rockingham, right?
No, the Rockingham ones I did. I forgot which. It was somewhere else that they did it. I don't know. I'd have to ask Roadside, but I didn't get to go to that one. But that was always one of my, because a whole group of us I'd go up there with probably 10 guys, and it was, and the whole thing with riding motorcycles, to me, it's always been the ride and, trying to go the back roads and find different roads to go to places. And the stories that you got from riding on the roads, one year it was we almost had a major disaster. Before we even got out of Florida, this guy that was riding with us, Marcus, he has this rat bike shovelhead style bike that he put an Evo motor in it and everything. And before we got out of Florida, his saddlebag hanging on the exhaust pipes he had upsweep pipes on the side. His saddlebag started smoking and caught fire. And he was so funny. He pulls up next to me and he's going, man, everybody digs my motorcycle. Everybody's pointing at it. They love us. And we looked down at the bike and his thing was fire coming out of the side of the pipes and on that side where the exhaust was. And it was his damn saddlebag. It started burning and stuff. And I'm yelling at him, pull over, let's get this thing out of. We pulled off on the side of the road, and that was one of the years there was real drought and stuff going on. And then next thing you know, we had the side of the road was catching on fire. We're trying to put the road out, and it was just chaos for a while. And he's cutting stuff off. He cut his other saddlebag off, and then the other saddlebag, because he only had a little Sportster gas tank, and the other saddlebag he had a little 2-gallon gas can. And I was like, all I could picture was if that gas and it would have fried him. But that was one of the stories from a smokeout trip, and we've had quite a few stories from that going up there and stuff, and that was luckily that it didn't turn into a major disaster.
Yeah. And that's the best stuff when it happens on the road. But I was honored. That was my first time at the smokeout. I had seen pictures and stories, and I had every poster from the smokeout somebody would bring back. But I was honored, and they did a fantastic job. Everybody was comfortable. Everybody felt like they were just right back in it, like it had never missed a beat. And to do that, and like you said, add so many more things, like, the Olympics, the Biker Olympics, that was interesting. And I got the movies, because that was my favorite thing when we would be on the Limp Nicky lot. Chris would always put up the big movie screen, and we would sit on the couches with the blankets and freeze our asses off during Daytona on a Saturday night and watch old biker movies. So he did that while we were at Smokeout. That was really cool too. I enjoyed that. But everybody had a great time. And the dirt drags, if nobody's ever experienced that, either at Smokeout or in Sturgis, that is an event to definitely watch.
I think Mr. Davis hung out over there a lot.
I've never seen so many men playing motorcycles. And when I say that, I mean they were playing motorcycles like little toddlers, getting the toys at Christmas and driving around the house. Like my grandson and I, and my husband, we fly airplanes now because he wants, he's all into Top Gun. I let him watch the damn movie, and we fly the airplanes. But those guys were just out there playing motorcycles, and it was such a joy to watch. I enjoyed it. I know a lot of those guys for a long time, and I see them smile, but they had the big cheese and smiles. Like you could see every tooth in their mouth. They were smiling. They were in flip flops, shorts, hats, long pants, jackets. It didn't matter what they were wearing. All you could see was their smile. Didn't matter what they were riding either. It was really super cool. Now, I just wanted to ask you. So, with the shows, you use the proceeds to benefit. And I have the name here because I'm just not going to massacre it. So it's Emory L. Bennett Veterans Nursing Home on Mason
Right.
Avenue.
And actually, the proceeds go to the Veterans Support Fund, which does it to Emory L.
They
Bennett.
donated to them.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's who does the Chris pays for the Christmas. The Veterans Support Fund is the one that pays for everything as far as the Christmas they get. And normally when it's not, well, actually they just started back where they take everybody out in vans and buses and take them out to eat and stuff once a month, and usually have a birthday party for that month, it's called. And so like there'll be 2 or 3 guys or even some women that are vets, and it's like their birthday falls in that month too, so they kind of celebrate it all out there, you know. And
you said earlier most of them like to go to Hooters and what did you say, Wingstop?
Hooters in the Wing House, you know. It's funny, they don't care about food, they just want to go to see the girls.
We're gonna have to make sure Daytona is good for them for sure. I'll make sure that I'm gonna work on that with you for sure because I love to see them smile. I like to listen to the stories, you know, even if it is about them chasing tail when they were in the service. That's always fun to listen to too because it makes them smile and it makes them reminisce about stuff. So that's cool, and I'm always grateful for their service because without them we wouldn't be able to do what we do today or any day. So that is absolutely amazing. So what else do you have coming up? I know we have the show on March 9th.
Yeah, March 9th, the Chopper Show. Let's see. Yeah, I don't have too much other stuff. I just start getting ready for that. I already started, you know, making plans for this and that to get. It takes me a couple months just to get ready for that damn thing. You know, it's people don't realize what it takes to get everything in all your ducks in a row and all that stuff. You know, from Porta Johns to having the law enforcement to make sure everybody gets across the streets without getting run over and stuff. It's the cleanup crew and it's just you know, it started out. I think we had 2 Porta Johns back there. I think we got like 7 now, 7 or 8 or something. And the guy A1, what's his A1? He builds Mike.
Yeah.
He started doing. You know, he would make a donation for the Porta Johns, so there was plenty of Porta Johns all the time, and that was pretty funny. He put stickers on there and stuff, but yeah, he was. You know, a lot of people. Yeah, what can I do? And I said, you know what? Either you donate to them guys, or you send us something to help with some of the financial stuff. You know, with the bands and whatnot, or um, and you know, Roadside's done a great job auctioning off stuff, and we do a lot of auction stuff up there, you know, and we raise a lot of extra money for the guys with that stuff too. And it's I don't know, Roadside's been like my partner in that thing kind of ever since I started. I think when I first met him, I go, Roadside, I said, hey, I hate talking on a microphone, and I said, you want to do this? And he goes, sure, you know. And I tell you what, man, we've been like solid brothers ever since, you know. And he's, you know, I get you know, some people just love the hell out of it, you know, because he's really hard on some guys, you know, but he's, you know, he's just joking around and stuff, but he's got a heart of gold, you know. He's got a really big heart too, you know. And he's done a great job, and I love his dad started coming down and stuff, and And like I said, Mr. Davis is like one of the most knowledgeable guys I ever seen when it comes to old motorcycles and stuff. And very very interesting to sit and talk to him. I can sit and talk to him for hours. You know,
Yes,
he's
me
just
too.
and you guess you got to spend some time talking to
Oh
him and
yeah,
stuff.
I adore
Okay.
that man.
And yeah, him and Roadside. I just wish Mr. Davis would have started coming down sooner. You know, he kind of held off coming down for quite a few years, and then he finally started coming down. He has a good time. He likes playing with my dogs and stuff, and he's and he actually likes shooting guns and stuff too. He's pretty versatile guy with everything. You know, he likes doing
He's
a lot of
quite the
different.
ladies' man too. Let me tell you what.
Oh yeah,
If,
he,
boy, if I wasn't married, I would definitely. Roadside would have a hard time chasing me around because Mr. Davis would have my heart for sure. And
oh,
my husband Donnie and Roadside are friends for a really long time. And I tell Don I can't wait for him to meet Mr. Davis because, like you said, he is just a plethora of information when it comes to he sees something and he'll go, oh, that's a that and that's a that, and then there's a story behind it. That's the
yeah.
best part for me. I love the stories. And then I got to meet Roadside's brother, which that's yin and yang there for sure, definitely. But
Yeah,
both
that's
awesome men.
the awesome guy there, and
Yes.
yeah, he nice guy and stuff. I was just they're so different. You know, he's quiet, laid back,
hmm
but yeah, that's another thing. You know, Heather and Chris has helped me a great deal in the show because um, and Missy used to do a lot there. She hasn't been coming down as much as she used to, I guess. But Heather, man, that girl, I don't know where they get the energy.
Right.
Her and
They
Chris, I don't know how they keep doing
nonstop.
what they do.
hmm
And I don't know. There's some really cool people that show up at that show every year, um, and it's like you could go on and name names for it forever and stuff. But you know, Jeff Speed King, um,
Jeff Cochran,
and
yeah.
yeah, and you know, when I first started the shows, Jeff had Sucker Punch Sally,
hmm
and Jeff and Donnie and them guys, and you know, it was to watch them grow that into, you know, it was like right there at my place. You know, they were coming down and we'd all meet and we'd go to like Lollipops or something over on a Friday or something, or
Oh, yeah.
you know, I think there was Wednesday we used to do that, and the show wasn't that big in the beginning, but gosh, sure grew into a monstrosity, you know.
It is
But
amazing show for sure. Like the amount of people that show up, you people wouldn't expect it, but I mean, attendance. I mean, I've seen over 1,000 people there, maybe over 2,000 once or twice. That I could look around and say, "Oh my God, that's a C." There's got to be 1,000 or 2,000 people. I'm sure you have a better idea of what kind of attendance you get, but that's pretty crazy.
it is, and they kind of come in waves. You know, some people come in early and you know, if they don't have a bike in the show or something, they just come through there and check out stuff, make some donations to the vets and stuff, and it's pretty cool. Actually, last year there were some people actually called me on the phone, a few builders and stuff, and told me they weren't coming because of the hurricanes and all that, and they actually sent some donations and stuff anyway. And
Oh,
but
cool.
that's pretty cool. I mean, you know, motorcyclists as a whole, they are very generous people, and you know, like we were talking about before, you know, everybody tries to look out for one another a lot, you know, and help one another out and stuff. And I don't know, sometimes you think that's the only group of people that's like that anymore, you know. uh,
I feel you on that for sure.
you know,
But it's
so,
good that they see us for that now because of course back in the 60s, I know you know that for a fact, 60s and 70s, even the middle part of the 80s, that nobody wanted citizens didn't want to have anything to do with you. You were the scum of the earth, like ew, no. And
yeah,
now it's
and
different.
it in one aspect that was kind of cool because it was like, but and then when it was funny because we've actually got turned away from hotels and stuff before, years ago.
Yeah.
And yeah, and one of your things was something about hotel or camping, and we used to try to camp one night when we were on the road and then stay at a hotel a night or something and camp. And another thing is we networked with so many people. We always had some place to stay as we were traveling too. And that helped out a lot. I've actually left Daytona with about $500 in my pocket and be gone for a couple of weeks,
Right. Right.
and but gasoline was like 30 cents a gallon back when I did that, and
Holy shit. 30 cents a gallon.
people, it was pretty funny. And I know you said something about long trips. One summer, me and the wife went, and we went like about a little over 6,000 miles, and that was just an awesome trip because we left Daytona and went to Chattanooga, and then from Chattanooga we went Pennsylvania, New York, headed out to Indiana and Chicago, out to Sturgis and Montana. I mean, we were all over this country, and that was one of my favorite road trips. And it was just so adventuresome, going to all these different places. And we didn't sit down and map out all this stuff. We just got on roads and just started going.
Right.
And that was really a really great trip. And
I love Chattanooga. I love the Choo Choo at the Holiday Inn. That's one of my favorite things. I love it there. Can't afford a room there. They're like $900 a night, but I like to go look at the Choo Choo every time I'm there because my dad used to, my grandparents, you would hear the Chattanooga Choo Choo playing on the radio on the big console in the living room, and it would be like, yeah, okay, Chattanooga Choo Choo. And then there really was a Choo Choo. I was like, really? It's not just a little thing on top of the hotel. They're like, no, there's a real train there. I'm like, no shit. So one year we did that. We went there and I was like, look at that. That's a real damn train and it's really old. Like, it was cool. They have the little museum there and everything like that. But it's a great town too. And that's the best way to travel is just get on your motorcycle with no destination in mind. Just the adventure.
Did you ride that ridge up around Chattanooga?
Oh yeah, Ruby Ridge. Yeah, oh yeah.
All the old Civil War cannons and stuff. I don't know. I guess that stuff's still there. Or when all this crazy went on, they were dragging statues away and everything.
Yeah, and you don't know what's there anymore. I was telling my husband when I was in Athens, we went for a women's convention, probably like 2010. And in Athens, they don't have any streets that have north on the sign. Everything's east, west, and south street. And then, but on a corner of every street, there's a cannon facing north. I was like, really? Look at that. And then there's a bulldog painted, like different mosaic painted, like bulldogs. But that was interesting to see. And I was like, I'm lost. Where is, they're like, oh no, there's no North Street here. There's no North Avenue here. We're in the South. There's nothing north here. I was like, okay, at least I know where I am. So, I get it. That's cool. So, are you ready for some questions?
Sure.
All right. So, dogs or cats?
Dogs.
Dogs. Apples or oranges?
I like both, but I'll probably eat more apples.
I'm waiting for somebody to tell me they'd just rather have a peach. I didn't put that one in there because everybody always asks apples or oranges, but I might add that one in there because, peaches are pretty good too. Peaches are good. And now we talked about that. You said hotel or camping, so.
Now, I'm pretty much a hotel guy now. I got to have a lot of pillows, my back and everything else. I don't know. I used to like to camp out a lot when I was real young. That kind of goes with the age. When the older you get, the less you want to sleep on a air mattress.
Well, that and all the chopper riding too, because again, I'm sure not everything you ever owned had shocks on it for sure.
You can't carry all that stuff either after a while, especially if you got two people riding, together.
Right. Okay, so slow, fast, or faster?
I like to go fast on the interstates, slow in the off-road, in the country roads and stuff. I like to look around and see where, I like to sightsee as I'm going, as much as you can. So I do like, fast on the highway and slow on those country roads and stuff to, take in the sights.
Nice. Sunshine or moonshine?
Sunshine. I quit drinking stuff a few years back.
Right. And in Florida, we need the sunshine just to get up and go every day. That seems to be a thing. Yeah.
Yeah, it feels
All right.
good. I love.
How long have you been tattooing?
40 something years, I guess.
How long have you been riding motorcycles?
Since I was 15 years old, and 52 years actually riding motorcycles.
Hot damn. Wow. Well, let me tell you what. You're doing it right. So you look young. So in that regard, and I know you've been through a lot, especially the last year or so. Last couple of years hasn't been easy. But wow, you definitely do it right. You make it look good. So my hat's off to you for that. Okay,
I appreciate it. I don't feel that good. I think that accident put 10, 15 years on me, just beat me down bad. I was like, dang. I got good days and bad days. And actually the riding up to the smokeout was the first long ride I got to go on since that accident.
Yeah, and again, you seem to enjoy yourself. And, I know when I get somewhere, I need a nap after all that nonsense, especially in the rain. You want to go get a nice warm room with a pillow and a hot shower, think about it all, get some food, then get on with the party.
Right. I really enjoy motorcycles. I enjoy motorcycle riding, and I try to go, every morning. In the mornings, I go for a ride. Might go just 150 miles or something, but just a nice little ride in the morning. I do like a real big loop and stuff out this way. Yeah. And I live out in the country, and I like riding country roads the best. I hate
you see enough for the population.
I hate driving through places like Houston, Texas, and Atlanta used to be a nightmare too sometimes, but I haven't driven through.
They merge from the wrong side from the inside of the road. Like here, we merge from the right side, and Houston, they all merge from the left side. It's the most ridiculous shit in the world.
Oh no, out in LA and stuff, it's terrible too. But I think, Houston, Texas has been one of the worst places that I've ever driven in my life, I think.
I have to agree with you there. So what's your favorite motorcycle to ride, and then what's your favorite route to ride?
Damn. I got a few motorcycles, and I would say probably my favorite motorcycles to ride nowadays is, like a Heritage Softails. And I like the Evo motor. It's one of the best motors I think Harley Davidson ever produced. And I like having a belt drive. I used to hate that when they first came out with them and stuff, and it sure is nice not to have to get out and adjust my chain every day when you're traveling,
Yeah.
And oil and grease all over everything. But
yeah, I still ride a shovel head. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Oh, me too. I got one of those. I still have one of those. I even got an old iron head too, and it's all. I'll ride that. That's kind of like I'll put that at the shop sometimes and use that to ride around town or something. But actually, Roadside's bike broke down last year, and I had to come out to the house to get another motorcycle so he could have something to ride. And I rode that iron head out to the house, and coming out this way, I had to go like you're going 80 miles an hour, and that thing's doing 4,000 RPMs, and I go, man.
Singing. That's funny. And then your favorite route. What's the favorite route you've ever ridden? Or maybe you haven't ridden it yet.
I don't really pay much attention to the actual routes. I used to like a long time ago, back in the 70s and 80s, I used to love to go down by Fort Pierce and then go, what's that? What the heck is that? From Fort Pierce, it goes west to 27 to by Okeechobee.
Mm-hmm. Take a ride around the lake.
Yeah, right.
JW's Fish Camp. I love JW's Fish Camp. It's still there too.
and then come down. I think it's 27 or something down into Homestead and all that stuff, Florida City or whatever down there. I used to like going that and going down to the Keys and stuff. And when I was drinking, I would start drinking at the very first at Last Chance Saloon or something there.
Yeah.
And by the time I made it to Marathon, it was time to get a hotel room. You know.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you end up at the Caribbean Club, hanging out with Humphrey Bogart, drinking rum runners. That's it. That's as far as you can go.
We used to like go down to Peterson's Poker Run and stuff, and that was a big deal. We'd go down there and we'd stop by and get the map and stuff and hit all them places before it was really going on, and just make sure we stopped at all of them and everything. But man, I can't even remember the Harley shop that used to be down there. You remember the one right there in Key West? It was Horns.
Horns Harley Davidson. Right.
Yeah, that's going back a few years. That's been gone for a long time.
But I was there. We used to do that poker run because, again, when Phil Peterson's, their North store was on 79th Street, that was not the neighborhood to go to, but I always ended up going to get parts. And the guys would always come out and meet me at the car. You know, they'd see the car pull up and they'd come out and get me, and we'd go in the dealership, and then they'd walk me out because they didn't want my dad kicking their ass if anything happened to him. You know. I was like 15 the first time I was down there. I was like, what? Okay. But the dealership here in Fort Lauderdale, if you looked like you or I do, they wouldn't let you in the door. You had to go around back to the service counter, and sometimes they wouldn't even sell you parts. You didn't have boat shoes on and whatnot. They wouldn't even let you in the door. So I remember those days.
And, you know, I love Harleys and stuff, but, you know, that whole trend a few years ago when, you know, the prices were like going through the roof and everything. And they got where they stocked less parts, more interested in selling T-shirts and stuff than, you know, bike parts and stuff. And even in 90, what was it? I had a 99 Heritage Softail I was traveling on, and it was in 2000, I don't know, 2007, 2008, in there, 2009 or something. And I went in there to see about something for it one day, and they told me, "Oh, that's obsolete. You know, we don't have."
They won't touch it. It's
I'm going
10 years old. They won't. They don't have anything to do with it after 10 years.
I'm like, damn, it's a damn Evo. You know, to me that was a new motorcycle still. You know,
right. And my husband Don, he's an Evo baby. That's his thing. Like that Evo motor. I mean, he's got a God-given natural talent. He's good with motorcycles. I've literally sat and watched them talk to him. They literally talk to him, and you wouldn't believe it until you see it. But he has a God-given natural talent. But that's his thing. He has a 93 Springer Softail. That motorcycle has 212,000 miles on it. I mean, he has peened and green, Loctite, all kinds of stuff, rebuilt, done the heads. He had Wildwood heads on everything. It just took a crap like 6 months ago. And he is adamant about the fact that he doesn't want to ride anything else. He wants his limo, he calls it. Her name is Clyde. Go figure. You know, her name is Clyde. But, yeah, they've been through a lot of shit together. But he's like you. He loves the Evo motor. That's his thing. And we do, in our shop at Vagabond, we specialize in the old stuff. Nobody diagnoses anything anymore. There are a lot of parts changers. They don't have to have the education to know jetting and, you know, carburation and all those things. And even the fuel injection stuff, you know, they all look to a computer. But if you don't know what you're looking at, then you can't read certain values of the cells and stuff like that, which I'm talking all this because I'm learning from him, you know, twin cams and stuff like that. They just change parts. They throw parts at everything. They don't really stop to figure out what it is. Like, we just had a bike here, and they were like, it's a 02 fuel-injected Road King. And the guy's like, one of the techs is like, oh, it needs a whole wiring harness. The other guy's like, oh, no, it needs an ECM, or it needs this. And you take the dash off, and the plug that runs half the bike is unplugged, and it has an intake leak. That's what's wrong with it. So, like, they're already replacing everything, but nobody's actually stopped to take anything apart. So I get that for sure. So what is your absolute favorite song? I know you listen to music all the time because, you know.
For me, a favorite song, it depends on what kind of mood I'm in and stuff. You know, as far as I grew up in the 60s and 70s, and I like the old um, Stevie Winwood stuff, Blind Faith,
Traffic, Blind Faith, yeah. Blind
Eric
Faith
Clapton.
was, they had a naked girl on the album. They wouldn't even release the album in a lot of places, Blind Faith. That was, let's see, Stevie Winwood, Ginger Baker, Rick
Eric Clapton.
Gretsch, and Eric Clapton, right. How crazy is that? She had an airplane in her hand and she was topless. I remember that album because I'm a Blind Faith fan. That's actually awesome.
And Led Zeppelin, I like Led Zeppelin and stuff. And of course, Jimi Hendrix and stuff, and Steppenwolf. It was like, it just depends what mood I'm in and stuff. But I actually like, um, I, I'm probably a little strange there, but I actually like some old church hymns and stuff too.
Oh, yeah.
I really like Amazing Grace and how great thou art and stuff like that. And I like a lot of B.B. King, um, Willie Dixon and stuff. I like blues. So I go rock and roll, blues. Waylon Jennings is one of my all-time favorites. Willie Nelson. Uh, and in the 80s, David Allan Coe,
Oh,
and
yeah.
he was something, back then. And it was, of course, the country music's always been when you go hang out at a bar and you sit there and drink some Jack Daniels and stuff, and
Oh, yeah.
and the old rock and roll and stuff. I can't name one single song that is my all-time favorite song, though. I just all over the board with music and stuff. And like I said, I like so much stuff, so many different songs and stuff. And I even like I like a lot of the Beatles stuff too, even. And I liked a lot of George Harrison music. And actually, I went to a Ringo Starr concert a while back, and it was 3 years we were waited because of the COVID and stuff.
COVID, right.
And I told a lady, I said, I said, it's going to be like some geriatric show. The guy's older. That guy's got more energy than half the people I know. And that's a lot younger than I am. That guy was so energetic up on stage and stuff. And it was one of the best shows I ever seen. And you can't believe, I don't know. He's got to be damn near 80 or something.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Definitely. I remember David Allan Coe. It was always Saturday night at the Iron Horse, but that was when it was on Main Street. And we used to wait to get our bikes. Like if somebody pulled out, the next person that was in line could pull their bike up, and your bike could stay the whole time you were there as long as you didn't move it. I've slept in that back room of that place quite a few times. That's funny.
Yeah, that was
okay.
Good times.
Who is your childhood hero and why?
Wow. I don't know. I like different people. Actually, I'm a John Wayne guy. I like John Wayne, and and I always thought that was a cool cat, John Wayne. He's very patriotic American guy, and it's something like that. I don't know. Like I said, I like John Wayne a lot and had a lot of respect for the guy, and I liked a lot of his beliefs and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't really actually have a hero though. Somebody that was,
What about motorcycles? You have someone you looked up to, the motorcycles that you would. I mean, hero is a strange term. I know that's but
yeah.
that's like that iconic.
Well, there's a lot of people I look up to. I mean, some of them's a lot younger than me, and it's like Billy Lane. That guy's just, I mean, it seems like everything he touches turns to good. He's the Sons of Speed. He's knocked that out of the park. Who would have thought that he would have brought back that? Right. And that's one of my favorite things too, is that Sons of Speed races. I love to go see that. His brother Warren. I like go see Warren's stuff. And I like Warren's one of them guys that, he's just so laid back and so interesting. and such a good builder and stuff. Man, he's just an awesome creator of bikes and stuff too. And I enjoy
He used to
talking
be
to
a lot
Warren.
of fun in the strip clubs too. I've known Warren and Billy for a long time. On South Beach, Warren was always a lot of fun in the strip clubs. Always. He knew everybody.
Oh,
Everybody.
when Billy lived down in Miami.
Yeah, his parents had the shop,
Yeah.
their car stuff that they would do here. And I remember Billy was he was in college, and we'd all go out somewhere, and he'd call up, and we had all just gotten pretty much cell phones. Where are you guys at? I'm doing homework. Do your homework. Call me when you're done with your homework. He'd call and meet us wherever. We'd all go have fun, and then everybody come back to my house, and I would burn BLTs, like literally burn the toast, burn the bacon, and they'd eat it anyway. Sleep on the couch, on the floor. Yeah, and Warren's very talented too. So is Billy, and their family, their parents, phenomenal people. And now Billy's got a whole tribe going for sure. He's he's
Yeah,
like outnumbered.
yeah. I don't know what's the Aaron. Well, Aaron just had a boy now
A
finally,
boy, yeah, Jennings.
and man, them kids are so smart too. Them girls and stuff he's got.
Yeah.
I've seen her videos she posts up and stuff,
Oh yeah.
and she seems like an awesome mother and stuff too. Them girls.
Aaron is cool.
That's pretty cool. It's he's a lucky man. He's really got his shit together. So I don't know. I wish him a lot of success and stuff, which he has anyway.
Yeah,
But
he's a wonderful person, and it's nice to see him. We used to laugh and joke because my kids are in their 30s. He's just now having them, but my kids were little. Like they knew him growing up, so it's kind of funny now. His kids are little, and I'm like, dude, like we could have started a little earlier there. We would be graduating high school. We're all gonna have to have sidecars and walkers just to go see your kids graduate high school. You know what I mean? Because we're all gonna be old. Oh, that's too funny.
And
So,
as far as tattoo guys, I saw you had a thing, tattoo guys.
Yeah.
A guy that I have a lot of admiration for is Darren McKagy. That guy is an awesome artist, and everything Darren McKagy touches, he knocks it out of the ballpark. And he actually stayed with me a few years back. He came down and stayed with me and out at my place, and he worked at my shop a little bit. He did some guest tattoos over there at the shop and stuff. And he's just a good guy too. And and him and Richie Pan, I used to enjoy like Richie Pan when he came to smokeouts and stuff, and he could just draw stuff up on a napkin, And Darren, look what he does is to a little matchbox, match cup, a book of matches. And he draws this stuff on there, and it's like you see him drawing. It's like them guys make stuff look so easy.
Yeah.
I don't know. Another guy that's a great artist and stuff, and he doesn't get much credit too is Chris Callan. That guy's a very talented man too.
The paintings that he doesn't show off enough of his work.
No, I just sit there and I'm in awe when I'm like, damn, what don't you do? It's like
he is talented. He does, like you said, he does everything. He did this one painting of Robert De Niro. I don't know if you've ever seen a picture of it. He did it for somebody for a holiday gift, but it was phenomenal. And then he has one that he did of Heather when she was working at the Broken Spoke in Sturgis in her cowboy hat.
Yeah.
The artwork that he does, it's just, and I know that when in Sturgis, he, has a little gallery of stuff that he had put on in the past. I hope in the future that he goes ahead and does that some more because, like you said, what doesn't he do that he's not talented at? And Chris is close to my heart. Miss Heather, I adore her too. I've known Chris quite some time, and just an amazing person all around. You know what I mean? He's just.
I just don't know how they do it all though. I just like, gosh, dog, it amazed me, man. It's like, holy smokes, how the heck do you guys still fucking, still carry on and do all this?
You can curse. It's an adult show. It's okay.
Yeah, I was like trying to keep. One roadside gets over that pretty good then.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, definitely. But yeah, and they do. Again, I was honored to be asked to participate and help with anything that they had to do. And there's a team of people around them that just love them so much and just want to see them do all the things because, like you said, they're bringing back things and doing things that a lot of people, if they'd have taken time to do it earlier on, you know what I mean, it wouldn't have been the same thing because there wasn't the heart and soul that went into it. For a period there, we went where everybody just looked at everything as a dollar sign. Those two don't do that. They're the epitome of not that because they go 28 hours in a 24-hour day and they're constantly doing, constantly spending, constantly putting out there for everybody to enjoy. So I'm glad that it's them. And anytime I can help, I love that. And I know that they always, your show is important to them too during Daytona and Biketoberfest. I know there's times Chris wouldn't even come down here and he's like, oh, nope, got to go to Willie's. Even if I go for the day, I'll stay for 2 days. Got to go.
I just feel so, I don't know. It's because all of a sudden, you know, I just kind of had to do the whole show, and I had like nobody really to step in to do some of the stuff, and they just jumped right in, you know. And he told me years ago when I first met Chris, we had a talk in the office, and he goes, "Man, anytime you ever need anything, just ask me," you know. And it's kind of hard to get hold of them on the phone sometimes nowadays, but they do really help you out a lot. I mean, I don't know, like I said, I'm always thanking them and stuff because I just feel like I don't have that much stamina to do as much stuff as they do. It's like unbelievable. How do you guys do this? You know, how do you take care of stuff and everything? And I don't know. They do a really good job, and they're great for the industry. You know, they do really a lot. And you know, when I started doing that show that I was doing and stuff, it was, like I said, it was smaller, and then it blew up, and it became like, man, it became a job. You know, trying to do all this stuff. And when you get people like them, and actually, and the mailman and stuff helps me a lot. You know.
Yeah, Kevin and Miss Cheryl, they're awesome.
Oh, and you know, I got a few guys that's been helping me for quite a few years. You know, this guy Jay and Tito Sanchez, and oh man, there's Luke and this guy Big Kevin and stuff. I got a bunch of guys that actually helped me a lot during the show, walk around and just make sure things are running smooth. But it just a lot of people don't realize what it takes to do stuff like that, and it's a job, you know. But I actually enjoy talking to people and stuff, and I'll sit there. I like going like to the smoke out. I was relaxed. I could sit there and talk to people, and at my show, I'm running around trying to make sure everything's going smooth and stuff, and it's hard for me to get to sit down and talk to anybody for more than 5 minutes, it seems like. And I don't know if I don't get to talk to some people, I just want them to know that's, you know, I'm just not blowing people off. I'm just running around trying to take care of stuff and make sure everything's going smooth and stuff.
It is a lot of work. And just so you know, you can add my number to the list because, like Chris Cowan, if there's ever anything I can do to help out, you just let me know because I am more than absolutely willing and would enjoy participating and helping you any way that we can, for sure.
Well, that means a lot. I really appreciate it.
And listen, I'm appreciative of all the years that you've provided that good time for us to see real motorcycles, you know, people doing it, real builders, the garage builds, the builders like myself and other professional builders, to where, you know, like I said, I snuck my bike in that show. I didn't want anybody to see it because I didn't want anybody to say, oh, well, that's a builder's bike over there, you know, whatever. And when I got that trophy, I was floored. I actually went in the bathroom and I was a girl about it and cried for like 5 minutes. It was a thing, but everybody's like, you okay? And I'm like, do you see this? Do you see this? I was like a kid at a carnival. It was so amazing. And every shop that we've ever moved in, it hasn't been a bunch, but we've relocated once or twice due to hurricanes. We've been blown away a couple of times. That's my one thing, that as soon as you walk in, that's one of the first things that you see. So that's awesome. I love that. And I do mean that from my heart, for myself and Thing One and my husband too. We'll all come up and participate, and we don't care. And if you got somebody you have a problem with, you want us to rock the Jiffy John for you, we can handle that too. No problem. All right,
Oh,
so I know I'm going to ask you, what is your favorite road food?
well, anybody that's like followed any of my Willie's Chopper Time or uh, Tattoo Willie or Willie Jones, they probably know that most of my riding nowadays is going to a barbecue restaurant. So it seems like, and I got a buddy of mine, Jimmy, that man, we used to ride all over the place to go. We'd get on the bikes and ride up to Georgia and stuff to go eat barbecue sandwich or something somewhere. And actually there was a place down in Boca Raton down there. I don't know if you meant Red Hot and Blue barbecue place that was down there years ago.
Definitely. I slang some food there for a little while in my spare
Yeah,
time.
it was really good, and I liked their whole, their decor and everything there because they had the blues thing going and the barbecue and their whole the ambience of that place was just awesome, And I used to go there a lot, and then there was one in Savannah, and then there's one up in actually when we used to go to the Smokeout, we used to go to the one in Raleigh.
Raleigh.
I, I took off actually. The year my mother passed away, I was at the Smokeout, and I don't know, it was a whole bunch of us. Everybody was like, "What are we gonna do?" I said, "Let's go for a ride. I need to go for a ride." And about 20 of us all rode up to Raleigh, and it was funny because Super Dave and a bunch of them guys, they were all riding rigid frames and everything, and it was like I don't know how far Raleigh was from Rockingham, but everybody's there going, "Damn, I thought we were just going up the road a ways," and it was, I don't know, it was probably a couple 100-mile round trip at least, and I really enjoyed doing stuff like that. You get a few people together and go eat barbecue somewhere.
Yeah,
And
barbecue is good stuff, and
yeah,
that's the best thing is to chase the food. In the little mom and pops places, like you said, where there's ambiance and the food is good, and but you happen along those, and then you make an effort to go back regularly, or when you're on the road, go there.
we were going to the Smokeout one year, and I was riding up the front, and then I smelled barbecue, and we started smelling it. I started turning around, and everybody's going, "Oh man, he smells barbecue!" And we went to eat some stuff, and finally we found this barbecue place, and had been there for like 50 years or something. And the guy had, and I started talking to him and everything, and he showed me this smoke setup he had there and his pit and everything, and I don't know, we took a bunch of pictures and stuff, and a few years later I posted some of that stuff up, and it was actually a friend of mine that used to have a magazine called Dixie Biker. He did a whole little art on that guy's barbecue place, and the next year I went up there and we stopped, and I gave him the magazine, and I said, "Oh, here's your." He just thought that was cool as shit, like. But yeah, I don't know. I've always loved barbecue. Years ago I used to like seafood a lot, but I don't eat as much seafood as I used to, and I shouldn't eat as much barbecue as I do, but that's what I love to eat.
That's it. Life's short. You got to have what you really enjoy. Cut out a
Oh
little
yeah.
something, take a little more of something else. Okay, so the next two questions are pretty intense, and you don't have to give two answers, but if you have to, that'd be great because nobody can ever seem to pick one. But what are your two most cherished motorcycle memories?
Sturgis, first time I went there. And then I had a friend of mine that he's gone now too, Larry Russell, that used to own Cycle Care Motorcycle Shop down in New Smyrna. We did a Elvis Presley. He was an Elvis Presley nut. He loved Elvis Presley, and we went to Graceland, Iuka, Mississippi, Tupelo, Mississippi, every place that Elvis Presley lived and stuff.
Right.
We went and visited, and we went to, and then we went up in Arkansas and Missouri, and it was funny because I had like a week off from work. I was working somewhere, and we put mine on every day. together and stuff. And that was a real enjoyable trip and stuff. And I ended up coming back a little late,
Just a
but
little, right?
a little late. But it was, and he was a really good friend of mine and stuff. And I just, that's the trouble with so many of my friends. I hung out with older guys and stuff, and so many of them's either gone now or, not riding motorcycles much anymore. But then there is some of them still going in their late 70s. So there's hope for me.
I'm a motor maid, and I ride with ladies who are in their 80s and 90s, and they make women my age that'll put 500-600 miles on in a day is not a big thing. I used to do it on a rigid. Now I've graduated to something with shocks. It's my first bike with a hand clutch and shocks, so I'm good. But they go, and we'll go 700 miles, and you want to go to the hotel, grab something to eat, go to bed, and they're like got their lipstick on, they're eating food, they're ready to go, and I'm just like, okay. So yeah, there's hope for all of us in that regard, for sure, definitely.
Right.
And then, what are your two most cherished tattoo memories?
Mm. Probably my first tattoo. My first tattoo, the one I told you I got over in Pinellas over there. And everybody's like, I don't know. Both of my parents were alive at that time and stuff. And my dad just didn't like tattoos at all, you know.
Oh boy.
And it was funny because me and my girlfriend rode over there, and I got and then we're looking at stuff, and it was back when you used acetate, um, like a plastic, and you had to engrave it, and you put the charcoal on it and stuff, and you put uh, you lay it out on your arm or wherever you're getting the tattoo and stuff to make a stencil. And they already had one cut out. It was a big Harley Davidson bar and shield with like an eagle and stuff. And it was like, oh man, he goes, I'll do this for you for, I don't know, it's like $150 or something at the time. And I said, I wanted this other one. So I got, actually probably can't even see it no more, but it was a bar and shield with the wings and stuff. It's an old one over here.
Okay.
But I got that one instead because I didn't want nothing so big. As you can see, it wouldn't matter. A year later, I was getting sleeves and shit, and then I would say that probably, and my back piece, when I got the back piece done, that was a pretty cool thing. I drank a lot during that episode and partied a lot, and that was experience that I'll probably never forget either. But
Awesome.
those were my two best things: the Sturgis vacation, and then I rode with a bunch of friends of mine with panheads and stuff, and we went all over the place on that year and hung out and stuff. And one of the guys, Clay, that he works at my shop still, he had an old 58 pan that he rode, and most all them guys were riding pans, and actually we all had the newest bike was a shovel head, So yeah, that was
Now we're
good.
the antiques. Evos are antiques now. The Antique Motorcycle Club is actually accepting Evos as antiques. So.
Oh yeah, the 1984 to 99, I guess, and that was it for the Evo.
One of the best motors out there too, for sure.
Yeah,
so,
they did.
If money didn't matter and you could take a road trip on your motorcycle anywhere, where would that be and with who?
Man, a lot of money wouldn't matter. I actually wouldn't mind doing the whole Cuba thing, going going all over Cuba or something. Or I would say I've actually been up in Canada and stuff. I know some people that's gone to Alaska and shit like that, but I'm not going up to damn Alaska, and I just, because it's just, I don't know. I would like to go down there and sightsee Cuba or something like that. Go around the whole place and check it out. And I guess other than that, or make one more big trip all around the whole United States again would be cool. And if I had the money and I could stay in nice hotels the whole time and stuff, I would probably do that. I'd go down, start out down from here and go down to Key West and stuff, and then just go up the other side of the state and go through Pensacola and stuff. Go eat barbecue with my brother Roadside and Mr. Davis,
Yes.
And they got a good barbecue place out there too. And actually, when me and Coach East went out west a few years ago, we stopped in there and we went and ate barbecue with them guys too, and we were going to stop on the way back too, but that we were chasing getting back to Daytona before we were supposed to get a Category 5 hurricane. So we were busting ass getting back to Daytona because I didn't want to leave my lady out in the dang on forest with a damn Cat 5 coming, and knocking
no doubt.
down. It was pretty wild. But
Well, I can say I've been to Alaska. I rode from the North Pole all the way to the southernmost point. In the summer, it's 40 degrees and raining, and you got to do 700 miles. Some places there's no roads. You have to put your bike on a ferry, on a train to get to the ferry, to get across. Orca whales, seals, otters, all those things. I got to see all of that. You had to put the rain suit over the leathers just to stop the wind and the cold. It was beautiful. I would say absolutely, if you're going to do the United States, the hardest part of that, which I'm sure is the reason you probably don't want to go, is you have to go through the western provinces of Canada. And they don't like Americans there at all,
no.
in any regard, at all.
Oh, I went there. I went up by Alberta and all that stuff. And when I was trying to get back into the United States, I never got so much shit in my life. It was like stuff that I had no idea what the hell, And I'm like, what the hell? Who knows your mother's maiden name and stuff and all this stuff, especially as old as I, I'm like, damn, I don't
and
remember
all the stuff, all the partying, that kills brain cells. They expect us to remember stuff. What is that nonsense?
Oh, no.
Too funny. So then my last question for you is, if you could tattoo anyone you wanted, alive or dead, who would that be?
Well, I always had a big crush on Raquel Welch back in the day, but
yeah.
But nowadays I don't know who the heck I would want to tattoo. Shoot, tattoo anybody. Man, I don't know. We tattooed a lot of people and stuff, and
that's a long list.
Yeah, I can't imagine who I'd want to tattoo now. I spend more time trying to talk my grandkids out of tattoos and stuff too. It's like man, all of my grandkids and stuff, they want like sleeves and they don't want like when we were all starting out and stuff years ago, we always just get one tattoo here, there, and stuff. Now they go right for the sleeves. Yeah,
we used to have to cover them up. It depended on what we were doing, where we were going, what job you were working. And then usually after you got enough tattoos, you just quit that job because they didn't like tattoos and you went somewhere where it didn't matter. So, like you said, sleeves.
I never tattooed my hands or well, I do got one on the back of my neck and stuff, but I didn't do my face or my hands. And actually I was at a doctor and he said, heavily tattooed male, tattooed from neck to ankles and spared genitals. and I just I figure I can wear a long sleeve shirt, and look like a regular person pretty much. And if I have to go do something, and I didn't want to get my face tattooed because I figured it'd just stand out too much. That I just grow a long beard.
Yeah, that works. I have a tattoo on my hand, but I wanted a slave bracelet when I was like 17, and I couldn't afford it in gold. And then they would grab stuff and rob you. So one of my friends, he talked me into it. He's like, listen, you could take it with you to the grave. It's all good. You got it. I got it. It's still there. And then I did have Dave Perowitz. It's funny. I had a tattoo right here. It was supposed to be, I went to go get a tattoo, and I wanted these little red hearts just right next to my eye. Just 2 little red hearts. Just for shits and giggles, because that's what I wanted. My old man and the tattoo chick had a bottle of whiskey while I was off at an event, and I came back, and I was like, she's like, ready to tattoo? And I'm like, yeah. And I sat down, and she decided to do heart-shaped flames on the side of my face, and I had to have it removed. That's how bad it was. And I tell everybody, don't ever do that, ever, ever. You can't just trust like that, especially with your face, because you can't get rid of it. Thank goodness I found somebody that they did the laser, and it didn't affect my eye or anything, but that was like traumatic. And then Dave Bear used to tell me all the time, he's like, you just get rid of that. You're a beautiful girl. And I would look at it, and I was like, what happened to my 2 little hearts, because I just sat in the chair. I was in a rush, and I was like, and they had already been drinking whiskey. The whole crew had been drinking whiskey all night. It was one of those things. They weren't in the shop working. It was an after, doing the friends doing the friends thing. So we don't do that anymore. But I totally get that. I know all about that. And the boss told me when I got a job waitressing, he said, well, if somebody sits down at the table and they don't want you to wait on them, what do you say? I said, well, it's their money. They're spending it however they want. I won't be offended. It's my tattoo. I'll kindly go along. And it was funny because a month later, customers would come in and they couldn't remember my name, but they'd say the girl with the tattoo on her hand. And I was there for 15 years. I worked at that restaurant for 15 years, like in the evenings. And a lot of them for 15 years didn't know my name, but they knew I had the tattoo on my hand. So that was something.
Well, nowadays that's so popular. Girls are working with sleeves and stuff. And a lot of bars actually look for people,
with tattoos.
So everything's changed so much, in the last 40 years compared to what it was so taboo, and tattooing was like the underground thing, and like choppers and stuff. It was like we don't really want them guys hanging around, but now everybody's a biker bar or a biker, but some of the bars are still kind of screwed up about that too. They don't want everybody there.
Right. Yeah, exactly. And again, that's that thing where it's changed, but history usually repeats itself, and I guess it's when the ones that aren't in it with their heart, it's just fashionable. Something happens, they get scared, and then they stop doing it, which leaves lots of used motorcycles for those of us who like to have a variety of motorcycles to ride. But like ourselves, we've been run over, run down, been in a lot of bar fights, had, motorcycle incidents with friends and things like that. But it's in our heart. It's what we do. It's who we are and how we live. So it doesn't scare us. So that's why we're all still kicking, and we appreciate the good stuff. And like your show and your tattoo shop, definitely that's the good stuff. I have to say that. Okay, so can you tell us something good about yourself that others may not know?
Something good about stuff. Well, I guess probably something good. Yeah, for me and stuff is I actually I got saved a few years back, and I'm a Christian, and I feel good about it, and I don't know. I try to live a good life and treat everybody the way I'd want to be treated and stuff. Still, and I just it was something I decided to do, and I really felt that was a good thing and stuff, and I don't know. I try to
connection is important. That's very important. Sometimes it takes us a while to get there, but once you do find that peace, that inner peace that it provides, because a lot of people don't understand that, but it really does. makes things make sense around you.
Right. And I'll tell you, that was another thing when I did get in that accident a few years ago, and I was laying in there, and they didn't know if I was going to make it, and not, and I did a lot of praying and stuff, and it was funny because the doctors and stuff, they go, "Oh, I bet you'll never get on a motorcycle." Well, there was two things that kept me going up there. Well, actually, there was three things: thinking about my wife, leaving her alone, and having to deal with everything on herself by herself, and thinking about getting back on a motorcycle, and prayer. I did a lot of praying when I was in there for 2 months,
Yeah.
and so I got really, you know, sometimes you wonder about stuff, why stuff happens. And that's always been a question of mine in life, because so much bad stuff happens to so many good people and stuff. But you got to just keep the faith and keep on, plugging along and stuff, and I really do believe that you should really, try to treat people the way you'd want to be treated and stuff, and, um, I don't know. I don't want to sound like some hippie or something, but I just nowadays I just feel like it's life's too short to
Right.
go through life, with real chip on your shoulder about stuff and everything, and like I don't know. I just I really I really try to just be a better person all the way around and do
And
stuff for other stuff.
that's the conversation that I have with people a lot of times. I have my own relationship with God, and my parents were raised Catholic. They were hippies, but we always went to church on Easter Sunday and Christmas Eve. You went to mass at Christmas Eve. As an adult, I had to find my own way, and I realized that being as close to God as you can be is to
Yeah.
be, I don't know, to say that, to be as godly as you can be by treating other people the way that you want to be treated, like you said. That's an important characteristic of being a good person. And motorcycles and horses, that's the closest to God you'll ever be. That's just how it is. And when I say that to some people, they don't get it, but you get it. I see that smile on your face. I know you get it.
It's a freedom thing too. You just feel so, I just went, this Sunday, New Year's Day, I went for a nice ride and stuff. And it was like, I told my wife when I got home, I said, I just feel so good. I feel, it was like the pain wasn't bothering me that day. I felt so good out there. And it's like, and you're looking around and everything was so beautiful. The sun was shining nice, and it was a little warmer than it's been because it's been so darn cold. And it was just like, look at all this we have to ride and look at and stuff. And I love to ride places that I haven't been to, and, and, I don't, that's why I was saying, I don't really look at the roads and stuff so much. And I've been lost a few times out there riding too, and, I just enjoy it. It's just, you jump on a motorcycle and you just feel something you don't feel in a car or a truck or anything, and
Right. And those are
you,
our
you,
blessings. A lot of people don't realize that's for us. Those are our blessings, you
it,
know.
it, I think every day is, especially after what I went through, every day I'm just thankful to be alive and, live with some pain and just keep going.
We're
Uh,
thankful that you're here for sure. All right. So, last but not least, the premise of this show is five good things. So, can you tell us five good things for your five good things to start out the new year?
five good things to start out the new year. Wow.
Anything off the top of your
Ride,
head?
ride your motorcycle more. Um, Tell people you love them when you're good friends and stuff. Um, um, Try to have as much sex as you can still.
I love
uh,
that
uh, and treat others the way you'd want to be treated too, and just trust in the Lord.
Very good. And I tell people all the time, make sure as much as you pray and ask for stuff, make sure every day when you get up, thank Him for all the good stuff that you
Thank
have
you.
in your life.
You got to be
That's
thankful every day I get up. I'm thankful to still be here, and
yeah.
I've been really blessed myself and stuff. And I also want to do a little shout out to Bill Dodge, man. He's like a real brother to me too. And
He's
I
been through a
miss
lot.
he moved away, and he's up in Kentucky, and he's probably freezing up there
Yeah.
because it's so cold up there. But that's another real good man too, you know. And first time he came at my shows, I think Roadside was roasting him for being from California or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, time and stuff. But Bill Dodge is an awesome brother, man. He's just a good guy.
Incredible human being. I got to see him in Sturgis. We have a phenomenal relationship. I'm so ecstatic. They had gotten a new puppy. You know, we saw the puppy at the
Oh,
event.
okay.
But
They were,
he is a great man, and he's been through a lot too. He had an accident also. And then when we were in Sturgis and he told me he moved to Kentucky, I was like, but you came from Kentucky, somewhere around there, to Florida, and then you went back. He's like, I'm back. I'm up on a hill, he says. He's up on a hill.
Yeah, he's got a really nice place. You know, it's one thing about, you know, you live in Florida too. I've been here for my whole lifetime, and we get the hurricane, everything else. But his shop, he got flooded so bad so many times over there, and that's really hard on you. And you know, I guess he needed a change and stuff. And I think all Denise's family's up there,
That's cool.
and
I
so
have not yet had the honor to meet her yet, but for all the love that he has in his heart for her, I am ecstatically awaiting that for sure because she has to be an incredible woman. She just has to be because he just loves her to no end. I love to see him smile. It's just
yeah,
incredible. It's like having you here today. I have to say, I always see you when I see you at the show. You're going, like you said, you're trucking, you're moving. You don't really have time for much, but I have seen you smile so much tonight, and I am so appreciative of that because that makes my heart warm. Because you're very close to a lot of people that I love and care for, and after hanging out with you at Smokeout, you're just part of my heart, part of my family. Because that there's a something, you know, there's a that bond, and I can't wait to meet your missus too, because you know us chicks, the good ones, we like to all at least know each other and say, hey, you know, how you doing, and hang out when we can. So
yeah, she's a real nice girl too. She's just um, she's usually over there by where the t-shirts and stuff over there. You know, she usually hangs out over there during the chocolate show.
so I've met her. I'm sure I've met her. I just was never
and,
formally introduced as that's your girl. So
and you know, at the Chopper show every year, what do we got in the backyard? Barbecue.
barbecue. Oh yeah, most definitely. But it's good barbecue. It's
It
definitely
is.
good barbecue.
Yeah, Dustin's Barbecue does that for us, and they do a good job. It's funny. I always joke around with them guys. I said, man, that's some of the best barbecue you guys put out is at the Chopper show. And
That
it
is
is. They do
it.
real good brisket and stuff over there.
I love brisket, and it is really good there. I've been one place in Dallas. It was like 100-year-old place. We were there like 2 years ago. We were filming that Rough Boys movie, Rough Boys movie with Charlie Bretchel, and we were in Dallas, and we went, and this place is like 101 years old. And I'll tell you what, brisket was no sauce, no nothing. It was just smoked brisket, and it was to die for. It was phenomenal. But I'm salivating thinking about barbecue because I'm not a barbecue sauce girl, but I like barbecue. I like brisket. I like, you know,
Smoked brisket, yeah.
oh yeah.
Actually, I went to for my birthday. I don't know, probably been about 6 years ago. I rode out there for my birthday and ate barbecue out there. My friend of mine used to do barbecue competition and stuff, and we went to some barbecue places when I was out there, and that's what we had. Brisket's like the main thing out there.
Well, I know when we're out anywhere, I know what to look for. And then I know if we're eating, I know what you're ordering. So am I. Thank
Oh,
you
shoot.
so much. Thank you so much, Willie, for being here. I appreciate it more than you know. I'm so happy. And I can only say, I mean it from the bottom of my heart, the top of my heart, and both sides. If there's anything we can do to help, participate, anything, even if it's just cleaning up after, you can put us on the squad. We'll be there. We will definitely be there for sure.
Well, I appreciate it, and I appreciate the opportunity to talk to you on the thing here. You know, I couldn't get the dang computer working, so we had to use the phone.
You did great. There's always a little glitch somewhere, but that's part of the fun of it too, you know. We're not any big time like stuff. We're just enjoying each other and putting it out there for posterity, so everybody else gets to see what we do, who we are, how we love, the food we love, the people we love to be around. And I hope the pictures were okay. So I robbed a few good ones, And
Yeah, I'd like to wish everybody a happy new year and everybody be safe out there on the roads.
Happy New Year to you too. And please give your wife and the family, the kids and everybody, the crew at the shop, everybody that's around you that you love and care for, please tell them we send our best for a wonderful new year. And we're going to see you in Daytona, March 9th,
We'll see you.
2023.
All
All
right.
right, sweetie. Thank you so much.
All right.
You too. Happy New Year.
You too.
All right. Oh my goodness. That is amazing. Like, today is my day. I am so excited. I know we went over and I know everybody's going to watch this. So a young lady asked about information on the smokeout. It's smokeoutrally.com. You could go there and find all the information. Dennis, Jose, everybody who has been commenting, I'm so sorry. I was engrossed in the conversation. I don't think I've ever really had the opportunity to spend that kind of time and get those questions and answers and get to know Willie even more. So Roadside is right. He is amazing. And I definitely agree. So remember, March 9th, 2023, Daytona. Be there. Old hippie saying, be there or be square. Like, listen, if you want to see the best choppers in the world, they come to Willie's show. So make sure. Miss Ivy, Happy New Year to you too. Miss Ivy's out there commenting. She's going to be our guest on January 24th. I'm excited about that. Next week we have another good guest. I am going to go ahead and tell you my 5 good things. I'm here with you tonight. I am blessed to have wonderful people in my life and people that I enjoy and will participate in this crazy little adventure that I got going on here. We're going to get better as we go. My family, my wonderful husband, thing 1. Those are my 5 good things. And then I can just go on and on. But, we've been running late. My afterthought is happy fucking New Year. Damn it. 2023 is going to rock. 2022, that's back there. I'm so wonderfully blessed. I'm so thankful to all of you. So I'm going to slow it all down for 2023. I'm going to enjoy more of life and work when I have to. Enjoy every chance I get. Because as Willie said, you got to do that. Life is short. Have barbecue. I love that, man. Fantastic. Enjoy more events with everything that I have. Feel the culture that taught me to be who I am. And don't forget, smile big with your heart. Not for any one person or any group. Do it for yourself because it matters. Be kind to yourself and others. It matters too. Rogue, I love you. I will be speaking to you soon because Rogue said he'd be on the show too. We have Michael Beelan, Jeff Cochran, Roger Goldhammer. I mean, the list is on and on. I have a long list. So make sure you tune in every week, 10 p.m. Follow us on YouTube, Athena After Dark. We're so close to getting our custom name. And then you can follow us on Facebook at Athena After Dark Productions. We just got an Instagram account, Athena After Dark Productions. So be looking forward to that. And the website will be up here soon. So thank you everybody for watching. Everybody who tunes in later because we're up late. I love you all. Jose, thank you. Oh, and Jason Sims, happy birthday. I almost forgot. Happy birthday. So, okay, fantastic. Love you all. See you next week, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Have a wonderful week. Go 2023. We're going to kick its ass.